How to get better fuel economy out of your classic Mercedes diesel. Hey guys, before you watch this generic video about me giving you advice that you can find at any Mercedes forum, please like, share, and subscribe. I would like that because I only have 31,000 subscribers, and after 5 years of doing this, I don't understand why I have more. Why I don't have more. I mean, this is strange. I wanted 50,000. I know some of you are just watching, all these watchers. Well, do something about that, please, so people start taking us seriously. I don't know. Maybe just a little more. Okay, so fuel economy. It's something that is on everybody's mind right now. And we're going to talk about how fuel economy tends to increase with certain driving behaviors. So we're going to go through a few tips to get the best fuel economy out of your classic Mercedes. First, make sure you don't have any dragging brake calipers. Jack your car up and spin your wheels. Make sure all your wheels spin nicely and you don't have one that kind of immediately stops itself. This is a big deal because if you have brake calipers that are hanging up, guess what's going to happen? Drags the car down, slows down the mileage. Number 2, make sure that you are running the right kind of oil. Don't run a 2050. If you have a Mercedes diesel, you can run a 1540. The little bit of extra drag from the 2050 will negatively affect your fuel economy. So if you're taking your car to a shop that's just carelessly dumping gallons of 20W50 oil in, you don't have to do that. 1540 is okay. Number 3, run an anti-friction nano additive like Ceratec by Liquimoly, or Motor Coat, K-O-T-E. These additives will help reduce friction in your engine and will help build up the molecular surfaces with anti-friction additives that will help your engine to run more freely at certain speeds. Number 3, figure out your optimal RPM. Most Mercedes diesels get their best fuel economy at around 3,000 RPM. I don't know why, but it seems like the engines are happiest there. This is true for the 220D, 240D, 300D turbo, OM603 turbo diesel, and the 300 SDL. It seems like these engine speeds tend to yield the highest possible fuel economy. So here's an example. My 300D at around 3,400 RPM, which is around 83, 84 miles an hour with the 2.88 differential, would get about 21.2 miles per gallon. But if I reduced it to exactly 70 miles an hour and 3,000 RPM, or 3,050 RPM actually, I would get about 23.5 miles per gallon with my 400,000 mile non-rebuilt injection pump. Next, make sure that your EGR is not stuck open and your EGR tube is clean. Your engine relies on air, especially the turbo diesel engine, to breathe right. If you have too much carbon in your intake, it'll reduce the volume of air, causing you to put your foot in the floor to try to get more fuel into the engine and make it faster. Removing your intake manifold and cleaning it, or removing your EGR and cleaning it thoroughly so it's not stuck open, or even putting, some kind of little plate in there, a baffle. Not allowed to tell you the whole thing, but may help you, But anyway, that can improve airflow and air density and make you use less fuel. In fact, we saw an improvement one time in a 300 TD that lived in Colorado from 23 to 25 miles per gallon because we cleaned out the intake because of a stuck EGR. Number 4, no wait, not number 4. I think I'm in number 5 or number 6. I don't even remember. Set your climate control temperatures on around 21 Celsius instead of max cold, because after the inside of the car cools down, it'll knock down the fan speed and it will allow the compressor to cycle, helping you to save a little bit more fuel. Next, rotate your tires and make sure your tire pressures are good. If you inflate your tires just a little bit more, to going from 28 to 30 or 28 to 32, it'll give your tires less of a contact surface and less friction when they make contact, allowing you to save just a little bit more fuel. If you have worn suspension bushings or poor alignment, that can also cause the car to drink fuel as it creates drag because the car is fighting itself. These things can give you up to a 5% increase in fuel economy, which is substantial. If your fuel economy, that could translate to a 1 mile per gallon improvement actually. Last but not least, one of the most important things that you can do to make sure that you are getting optimal fuel economy out of your turbo diesel is to make sure that when you're driving the car, you don't push it unnecessarily when it's cold, or push it to make turbo boost when you can actually get through a speed hazard or something like that without pushing it too hard. So I see a lot of Mercedes diesel owners that, especially when they get these cars now, they push their engines too hard when they're cold. Because of the higher friction, the thicker oil, this will cause increased fuel consumption during warm-up time and increased engine wear and tear. They also push their foot to the absolute floor, which will inject the maximum amount of fuel and cause the engine to spool up and burn more diesel than it will ever need. In this case, I don't recommend doing so unless you're climbing a mountain or you're in real trouble. Try to use 3/4 to half throttle. If you are using 3/4 to half throttle and you're not getting full boost or acceleration, then you might have a dirty fuel tank, dirty fuel filters, a dirty boost compensation bolt if you have an OM617 turbo diesel, or a poorly adjusted accelerator linkage. Items like air filters, oil filters, valve adjustments, and fuel filters are a given, by the way. I want to do another video like this for gasoline V8 Mercedes and actually all gas Mercedes in general. But just for the, just to close things up here a little bit with the OM617 and 616 and 603 and similar Mercedes diesels. If the injectors in these engines are working efficiently and you're not pushing them to the limit and your pump is calibrated well, you should be able to get 28 to 30 miles per gallon if you're cognizant about how you're driving. That makes a huge dent in how things work. I know that in our station wagon, when I went through and I did some basic maintenance on it, my fuel economy went from 23 to 26 miles per gallon, which is great for an 85 300 TD, but the sedans and especially the coupes will do better. A good coupe, 30 miles per gallon easily at 68 to 70 miles an hour. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tap the bell for notifications, and we'll talk to you in the near future.